Here we are again in part 3 with the post edit, and I'm going to try and get a move on and get this one done. So we are up to the link level. Okay, so this is probably, I would say, Jeff Jarvis once said, the power is in the link. This is probably the most amazingly powerful thing that you could ever do, like ever. And I'll tell you why. It's simply because if you get a newspaper or a book, you can't link to it. E-readers and things do that. So for an example, if I wanted to make a claim, or you wanted to make a claim in a statement in your blog, it's pretty big and important. So if you said once upon a time there was a boy living in Ireland and people just didn't know what Ireland was, you highlight it and then you go off and you click link. Now you can link the word Ireland to a web address, email address, as you wish. Now the big deal is this: it is very important to link just to the right things that add value to your blog post and to your writing. Do not link to stuff that's just irrelevant. And I'll say right off the bat that there are certain hover mouse things where ads come up. Bad news, in my opinion. If you want to do those sorts of things, do, but you will not get readers through it. So anyway, it doesn't matter. The point is you go off and you do a web search. And I've already done one for the country of Ireland. Be slightly careful there, because we know that I'm wearing in tribute a green t-shirt which actually was purchased in Shannon in Ireland, and so what we do is we link, and those people will now be very, very careful with Ireland, because you've got Northern Ireland, you've got Southern Ireland, which is error. And so anyway, let's just make it simple here. And we've got link, go back to Blogger, and then paste that link in. When you click OK, then you'll now find that the word Ireland is now linked. If you wanted to click it once, and then you can click through, and that one happens to go to Wikipedia. Try and only use links that are valuable, not ones that are ambiguous. Newspaper people, if you're watching, then link to the stuff. If we have to do some homework for school or university work or academic assignments, we would expect a bibliography, a set of references and links. But it seems to be that the media industry get away with it. But let's shape up on that one. Let's move on. And so we've got a link, which is fantastic. Now, if we go on, and the next button here, and I did say that I'm getting a move on in part 3 here, is inserting images. Now, I will insert an image, but I want to do a blogger talk totally on images, because they should add to your writing, to your blog post, and be extremely impactful and good. So, in other words, we can upload an image from many different places you can see on screen. The place that I want to get this image from is actually from a Wikipedia page. Now, Blogger do publish, and everybody should be aware of image rights and intellectual property, so only use images that are ones that you know that you've got the rights to. Let's start looking for the image that was down on the right hand side somewhere. Yeah, that'll do. So here we go. Here's an image, and I would like to add that to the blog post. Remember, if this image gets taken down from Wikipedia, then, or wherever it lives, then it will also disappear from your blog. Also bear in mind that images that are in the blog that are linked to, then the moment someone opens your web page and it says, I need this picture of a castle from Wikipedia, then it will go to the Wikipedia server, request it, bring the image back to display it on your blog. So if that was actually hosted on your blog already, it would be quicker. So what we do here is we right click and we say, I want to copy the image URL. I copied that, go back to the blog post, and what I haven't done here actually is see where I want my image of Ireland to be living on the page. So I put the cursor here, and then I've gone up to image, and I set up this time I want it from a URL, and I'm going to paste the URL in. If it is good, you'll get a little tick next door to it, and you'll see the image, add selected. After that, when it's loaded, we can do a few things with it. We can make it smaller, bigger. We can push it to the left or the right. I'm going to put it on the left there, which is quite nice because I've got my text on the right just crept up a bit. Let's make it a little bit smaller for this example. There it is. And we can fiddle around with the formatting. The point of it is that we've now done an image. Videoing and inserting videos I've covered in another Blogger episode. Can't remember which one, but I'm sure you'll find it. Now, if I wanted to load this post on the blog site with just the first 2 lines, but I didn't want to show the image and the other text that goes with it, I can use this little tool here called insert a jump break. Insert the jump break, and then when the page loads, it will just load the first couple of lines. Now that's really useful if you're displaying, say, 6 to 8 or 10 pages, posts on a page, because you'll get a bunch of jump breaks. So if you want to read down and said, oh look, there's a story about a boy living in Ireland, you can click more and it will go through. Quite a nice little tool. This one about the formatting, I never use centering or right justification. I use justify, which makes the text quite nice, either side, but I only do that when I've completely finished all of my writing. I find that if I add any of this left, right, or justification, then it will throw the images and things out, and it's one of the things that I probably do 2 or 3 times after I've completely finished it. I'll publish it, have a look at it on the web, know that all the spelling and everything's done and everything's nice, then I'll go back and just fiddle about with a bit of formatting. 9 times out of 10 it's pretty good, you don't need to touch it, but I like the justify. When I look down the right hand side of the text, I will find, say for an example on here, where is it, I'll just do it on a highlighter. If this was the right side, you can see it starts, like jumping around, and what I like is the text say justified. But remember, any justification on the text has to be kind of like big. So for an example, let's give you an example on here. I don't really want to do too much on it. So for an example, if I was, see if this will do it. I need like loads and loads of paragraphs to do it, but I think, you've probably seen justification before, but if I hit justify, then it will push it out to page width and insert its own breaks and things like that. And if you highlight the text, really go to watsonkenilworth.com, my blog, and you'll see all of my writing is justified. So in other words, it's got borders left and right, which is quite nice. I like it anyway. Okay, and things on the right hand side here, we've got one of them which is inserting a number list. I never use this, ever. That's pretty poor anyway, isn't it? So hold on, let's see if I can, yeah. So all I'm saying on this one is if you insert a numbered list, okay, this is really messy, but I'm going to undo that, that's terrible. The point of it is my experience, do I use it? No, I don't. Do I use a bulleted list? No, I don't. Should you? Could do if you want. If you think it adds to the writing, use it. But again, with all your word processing things that you've ever done in the past, I don't think bulleted and numbered in lists are going to be new to you. This one over here, which is quite interesting, again, something in my opinion, and that is that if I highlighted a piece of text and I want that to be a block quote, then if I click it, it sometimes jumps out and looks okay. But my tip about the bigger picture is, why would you put stuff in block quotes? If I ever read someone else's blog and see block quotes, then I think that they haven't bothered to do the work. So for example, if say a member of parliament did a speech, and then you get, so-and-so said, and there's like 6 lines of block quote, it's got to be really, really important and really special for you to actually quote. Sometimes you might like to notice it hasn't used any quotations, and I think you can mess around with this one quite a lot. But if I was going to do that, I might stick it over on italics or something, make it. The thing is with all this quotations and everything is that, my mind says, my experience says, write with your heart, correct with your head, make sure that you're saying something which are your words. If you want to go to someone else's blog site and just see a bunch of quotations from somebody else and blocked text, yeah, fine, but I personally wouldn't. I would just actually link to it. And I'd say, if you want to see 500 words from someone, click this link and it will go off to the site and find it for you. Fine. You want to say something about it, but that's a separate thing about the overall picture. And the one over on the right hand side here I've covered already, which is remove formatting. And so if I wanted to do that again, I just wanted to do the whole lot, and I want to remove formatting. Now notice that it has removed the formatting, but it has not taken away the click through, the hot link through to Wikipedia and the word island. And then I purposely did this, and let's just look at these words here, because I'm just finishing up here and I want to be quite quick. And that is that I've got squiggly lines underneath Killarney and Kilkenny. Now if I click, let's just erase Yeah. If we go to spelling on here, you'll see that the spell checker has picked up these three words, and I particularly put them in because I knew there were places and unusual, and the spell checker probably wouldn't know them. So you'll notice that it's still a squiggly line underneath or autocorrect. If I right click on it, it will say Blarney. No, that's not what I want. I could add to the dictionary, but ask Google for suggestions. How cool is that? Really, really good. Please use right clicks. Perhaps I should do a session on right clicks. And I found that looking at my audience retention through this video series already, when I show a right click sub menu, people rewind the video and watch it again. So the thing that I'm interested in here particularly is the spell checker options. How dare you? And you'll notice there that I'll just do it again, is that it said United States English, like there is such a thing. So so I know 75 or percent of my viewers come from America. Just a joke. So in other words, I've got English United Kingdom as my default language, and there's a bunch of things I should look at. Language sections is huge with Google and Gmail and all the other services, which is just brilliant. Once again, you've got another one to double check, and that is you've got Ask Google for suggestions twice. Ask Google for suggestions. So I have. Now it's asking, what's it say? Google Chrome can provide smart. Really? I did not know that. Google Chrome can provide smarter spell checking by sending blah de blah over. So, okay, fair enough. Let's see what it does there. So if I right click and. Oh, yeah, I remember that a long time ago. It was like it would automatically look for the words and things. Okay, look. This is part 1, 2, and 3. This is the end of part 3, and this is finishing those buttons. So thanks very much. Remember to watch them all again if you wish to, and please ask me because it's really building up now. A lot of people are asking questions and things of all of these series. So thank you very much. See you next time.